Hello internet world. I can't get lighting quite right in here. There we go. So anyway, this I wanted my videos on this new channel to be positive, but this video is about FedEx. Well, I'll tell you how I'm going to make it positive. I'm going to compare FedEx to UPS. How about that? UPS is a great company. When something is shipped by way of UPS, you get it. I mean, it will arrive. More likely than not, it will arrive. FedEx, oh gosh. FedEx mysteriously misplaces items. I have ordered items and never gotten them. My wife in the other room there ordered something for me for Christmas, and we still haven't received it. We were supposed to receive it on a particular day. It didn't show up. She called them the next day. She gave them time. She didn't call them that day. She gave them, the rest of the day to get it here. I don't know what their schedule is, when they start and end deliveries, but so she gave them that whole day. It didn't arrive. So she called them the next day. Oh, well, it has multiple shipping labels on it. Okay. That actually makes no sense. Okay, so they said, we'll get it out to you. Next day it didn't arrive. So she called them today. The guy left her on hold, pretended, in my opinion he pretended, to go look for the item. And this is a large item. This is not an item that just vanishes. It's not like you take a box and it accidentally falls behind a shelving unit. Oh, if you didn't hear, she said the only way she got them to tell her the truth was by asking to speak to a manager. So, like I said, it's not a little thing, okay? It's quite large. I'm not going to say what it is, but it's quite large. And if it's in a box, it's even larger. So it's not something you're just going to, like you have several items like this size, and you just accidentally look over it. You're not going to just glance over and miss that item. And this is not the first time that we've had problems with them. And another thing, it's always a different delivery person. It's never the same person. Now, on the other hand, UPS, it's always the same guy. Okay? This guy, I don't want to say too much about him because I don't want people to bother him or anything, but he knows people in town know him. It's always, well, once it was a different person, but I think I don't remember what was going on, but I think they were really busy, so they had to have like extra people working, and that was this year, I believe. It was this year. And with UPS, it's the same guy. He knows, people's locations. He knows where people are. He knows the businesses. He knows the people who individuals, not business, the businesses and the individuals. He delivers on our street almost daily, not to us, but we don't have that kind of money. I don't know why, but there's somebody on our street that gets a lot of deliveries from UPS, and the guy's nice. You know, I mean, he's busy, so, you know, he's not going to stand there and talk to you. Well, actually, I've talked to him. I talked to him today. I was telling him, hey, I'm glad you're the one delivering this today and not FedEx. And he said, you know, I hear that all the time. And again, this is a large item. I don't have a shirt on, so please excuse this, but this item would probably be about right here on me in height, and it'd be wider than my body is. So an item that size, if it's just as it is, it's big enough to see, right? You're not going to lose something like that. And if it's in a box, again, it's even larger, even easier to see. We order from Walmart. Certain items we order from Walmart each month instead of going to Walmart, because some of those items are heavy items, they're bulky items, cat food, cat litter, that kind of thing, paper towels, you know, so they tend to be bulky or heavy. Paper towels, of course, are not heavy, but it's bulky. And thankfully, UPS delivered that part of our order. We're still waiting on another bag of cat food, but because the cats go through about 2 bags a month, a little less than 2 bags a month, but we always buy 2 bags a month. And there's a little bit left in the container because we put it in the container. So it's like my first wife, and Christmas is very hard because I lost her at Christmas time. And now Thanksgiving's going to be hard because I lost my boy on on Thanksgiving. So anyway, so my first wife, when she was living in Illinois, she would tell me that FedEx would say, well, we couldn't find your house. They weren't even on the right street. Or they'd be on the right street, but they'd be like 3 blocks away. Oh, we can't find your house. Well, you're not in the right place. And with modern GPS, come on now, people. With GPS, you can't find somebody's location. Really? Really? It's like, oh gosh. So, you know, I am thinking, I have some ideas here. Because we order certain items from Walmart each month, you know, the heavier items and the bulkier items, I'm going to see if Target, you know, I don't really want to shop at Target because I disliked their stance on allowing men to go into the women's bathroom and women to go into the men's bathroom. I don't like that. So but the thing is, I've worked at Target. I've worked at 2 Target stores in my life. Great place to work. I loved working at Target. They treated me well. They paid me well. Great working conditions. Another thing I like about Target, it's clean, it's neat, it's organized, it's not crowded and stuffy. So there are things I definitely like about Target. So I'm considering buying online each month from Target instead of from Walmart. But I have to see if I want to find out who delivers their products. If it's UPS, if it's FedEx, if it's another company. Um, so that's an option. Another option is to contact Walmart and see if we can have our items delivered by UPS and not FedEx. If Walmart is willing to do that, then maybe we'll stick with Walmart. But I have a feeling they're not going to be willing to make that switch. Another nice thing about Target is they have a better selection of like the cat food. I can buy like a 22-pound bag of cat food easily find it on the Target website, but I can't find that particular style in the 22-pound bag. I can find it in the 16-pound bag, but the 22-pound bag would be much nicer. So we will see what happens here. And then we'll get to the post office. The post office here is great, but my first wife, she was from Illinois, and she would tell me that the Chicago post office was horrible. I happen to have a book sitting in the Chicago post office, and this is the 13th, and I ordered it on the 3rd, and it's still sitting there because I contacted the seller because it hadn't arrived yet, and I'm like, look, where's my item? And they're like, well, it's still sitting in the Chicago post office. It usually takes about 5 days. This is the 13th, and it hasn't arrived. That's the Chicago post office. So my wife told me, Carolyn told me that, you know, because she worked at a state office, and that they would send things that would have to wind up going through the Chicago post office, and it would be sent back. There'd be like a little mark on the envelope that no one in their right mind would ever notice. You'd have to sit there and really examine it, and they'd get it sent back because the Chicago post office said, you know, there was something wrong with it. And I was like, you know, but nobody else can figure out what that was. But anyway, so FedEx, man, you know, you really, one job I had in the 90s, mid-90s, late 90s, it was proofreading manuals for aircraft. This was for maintenance, and not construction, but the maintenance and upkeep of the aircraft. I won't say the name of the company I worked for. Well, I didn't really work for that company. I was a temp. But anyway, one of the companies that we were contracted with was FedEx. So we were, you know, dealing with their aircraft manuals. But there was FedEx, there was UPS, there was Astra, which was an Israeli aircraft company. So we worked for, you know, contract with a number of companies. Anyway, so FedEx, man, you know, what I'd really like you to do is just become a good, decent company. You know, how can you lose so many packages? How can you not find an address? You have GPS, right? And you cannot find an address. Really. We get things delivered to us every month, and you can't find us. So you have a different person every single time. It's a different delivery person. And sometimes you can't find us. That makes no sense. Especially with GPS, especially with, you know, we get the same packages every month. UPS is a great company. You know, we don't often ship things out, but when we do, it's always through UPS, unless it's a very small item, then it might go through the post office. But you know, I don't understand what's wrong with the people at FedEx. I don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't understand why you have so many freaking problems with delivering things and losing things and not finding addresses. Are your employees taking these items home with them? Are they throwing them in dumpsters? Are your employees just not wanting to do their job and just sit on their rear ends? I mean, what's going on here? Find out if I'm on his list or not. So, what's wrong with you, FedEx? Why are you so problematic? I mean, I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense. So I'm gonna end this video by saying that UPS, you're a great company. You have great employees. We enjoy doing business with UPS. We enjoy business with you. So I like the post office as well. At least the post office here, they're good people. We know them. They know us. So anyway, that's all I have to say today. Go UPS! Yay!